and let us switch over to our casting view.
Radiant team pick.
So, everyone, welcome back to game number 3, Tigers versus Yoshimoto.Detonator. Let's see if Tigers are able to pull through. They looked so dominant in game number 1 and game number 2. I mean, I don't normally say this, but let's be honest, it looked like a bit of a shitfest from both teams. But let's see if they are able to bring it back, show us some more high-level Dota.
10 seconds
remaining. And we'll see who wins. The Tigers, they go for the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit obviously picked in all 3 games last time. And they ban out the Nature's Prophet themselves. Looks like they don't believe in Raven. So let's actually have a look at these bans. This Magnus ban, it seems to be targeted at Detonator. And they're taking away RR's Enigma. I mean, we didn't see many black holes from him, but the ones we did see, they were certainly impactful. And that's why he held on to it. But the Winter Wyvern straight away. I'm really curious about first picking Wyvern. Like, it's a hero that's not very meta. And what does it really offer you? I mean, we're gonna go find out.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Ember Spirit.
So Winter Wyvern Ember Spirit is the opening here for Detonator. I wouldn't be surprised if Tigers take the Nyx Assassin. I always think the Nyx Assassin is great versus the Ember Spirit. And I think with the Venge, that's a pretty good support duo.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But Tigers, they are eating into their reserve time now to think about this. The Leshrac, obviously, that Raven played in the first game has been banned out. That's kind of what really led to their push strat.
Radiant team back.
Shadow Fiend.
And they're going to take the Shadow Fiend. So they're assuming that it's Ben-Hur's Ember Spirit and it's going to be in the mid lane. And they showed that Dendy's Shadow Fiend can beat Ben-Hur's Ember Spirit. So I think, and this might just christen in the push strat again for the side of Tigers. Let's see what happens with these bans.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Okay, so they ban out the Juggernaut from Tigers. They don't want to let that through again. Gem did play a pretty damn good Juggernaut. He only died when he was doomed, and he was very good about getting in and out of the fights. Is Ember's sword short? It doesn't look short.
Dire team ban.
He's doing his usual Ember Spirit things. And they ban out the Morphlings. This is looking very similar to the Tigers draft in game number 1.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
So getting rid of Velo's Doom This is, but they've actually taken out the Tide. So Tigers, they're not going to be able to get the same draft that they had in the first game. With the Tide Hunter as well as the Shrek. No longer able to be picked.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Time is ticking down for the side of Detonator. They're eating through their reserve for this third pick. By the way, with this Morphling ban by the side of Tigers, it says to me that they really want 458's Terrorblade again. They need to put him on a real carry hero where he's able to put Tigers on his back. Detonator, they are thinking about this long and hard now. They know this is their chance. One more game stands between them and the closed qualifiers.
Radiant team pick.
Dazzle.
So they go for the Dazzle. Okay, so I have to say, I really hope this is a core Dazzle. Maybe as an offlaner. Because if their support duo is Winterwive and Dazzle, it just offers so little disable.
Earth Spirit.
Like, I think what you should do is you should play the Dazzle mid versus the Shadow Fiend. And you should put Ember Spirit in the safe lane. And I think that'd be really good for the side of Detonator. But if this is support Dazzle, I'm not a fan. I honestly hope it's a mid Dazzle. So, Earth Spirit is the pickup for Tigers. And that's going to be played by... Does he play it, Raven? I've never seen Raven in the Earth Spirit, but I assume he's going to play it.
5 seconds.
I like Earth Spirit versus Ember because, you know, it has a silence, it has a stun. Offers you that catch.
Radiant team pick.
Sven stands ready.
And they're taking the Sven. So this is probably a core Dazzle. Unless this is an offlane Sven, but I think it's probably going to be played by Fly Solo. Like in the last game. I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll see what Tigers want to do. Do they think that this is an offlane Sven? It very well could be. Or do they think this is a mid Dazzle? We'll find out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Bad Rider!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
And a
remaining.
Bat Rider pickup by Tigers. Okay. That gives them more pickoff versus the Ember Spirit. I'm curious about that Bat. He'll obviously lane well versus the Sven.
Team ban.
He's the lane dominator. And him, actually, you know what? Bat and Earth Spirit are pretty good lane dominators. So I think I like the pairing, if I'm honest. But time ticking away. Detonator, they do ban out the Terrorblade. I'm pretty damn sure that was the hero Tigers were looking towards. So a good ban there for Detonator.
5 seconds remaining.
Tigers, I think they need to ban an... I hope they need to ban an offlaner. I think you should send the Ember Spirit to the safe lane and Dazzle to the mid. Because I just don't think you want to see that Ember versus Shadowfiend matchup again. You saw how that ended last time. Yes, Zelda is not the green
Radiant
guy.
team pick.
He is part of Tigers.
Ten seconds remaining.
So, Tigers,
5
they
seconds
get the
remaining.
chance to make their last pick of the draft. What carry are they going to pick for 458? A lot of carries banned out. Juggernaut, Morphling, Terrorblade. Even the Doom he played last game, no longer able to be picked.
Team pick.
But what is it? Here's the big reveal, and it is the Troll Warlord. There's still someone very capable of pushing. But with that Winter Wyvern, you know, you Winter's Curse someone next to the Troll, or you Cold Embrace, you're able to save people. The Winter Wyvern, very good versus the Troll Warlord, and they already have it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The Detonator. Are they going to pick up a carry for themselves? Or are they looking towards another support? Or towards the offlaner?
Weaver.
Choose your
It's the
hero.
Weaver. Is that... I assume it's a carry Weaver. Let's see. So it's RR. So it's a 4-position Sven. It's a safe lane Weaver. Ben-Hur's playing this again. So it is a carry Dazzle, but it's an off-lane Dazzle. But I do prefer this. I really think Dazzle should be a core. And, you know, laning him versus the Troll Warlord, he'll have a great time. So I really like this Dazzle going into a core position. But I do have to say, Weaver into this lineup, they do have catch. Like, unless you get a Lincoln Sphere, they're going to have the bat, and they have the damage with the Troll, they have the catch with the roll and the silence. Like, it's not the
10
best Weaver game I've ever
remaining.
seen. But Troll into Wyvern isn't great. I guess I have to say who I think is going to win here. Don't I? I'm going to go for Tigers. I think they played really well game number 1. I believe they can do it again. I think they have enough lockdown for this Weaver, and it's not going to be able to take off. But if you disagree with me, tell me in the chat. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think this Wyvern counters the Troll hard enough? Let us find out. So we're just waiting to get right into the game. And then we'll know what is up. 3 seconds. The Dazzle gonna be food, so you don't believe in the Dazzle. Dendi has it in the bag. Maybe, maybe not.
Prepare for battle.
Ben-Hur, he does have his ward. He's just going to rush towards the mid lane. And they're actually all rolling forward. Do they have... Yeah, they have the ward on Raven. And he should be the first one to get there, as there's no one else who has mobility. Unless you have the Reaver. But all of them smoking up. 5-man smoke from the side of Tigers, looking to get first blood, maybe. Over here, if they find Dazzle, Sam H, if their smoke breaks, they know where he is. Are they able to catch him? They're not in range for the magic missile. And Sam H, he's seen them, so I think the smoke is going to go off without catching a kill. They're still pinging out onto this high ground.
30 seconds to battle.
But Batrider, Velo, he's really deep here. He's looking for people, and he hasn't seen anyone. Sorry, I mean... What am I saying? Velo's here. He's scouting out. He knows they're not going to catch anyone. Bat just building up the sticky charges. But without level 2, he's not really a threat.
The battle begins.
Is Bat going to contest this rune? He's got 5 stacks and Fly Solo. Fly Solo needs to be careful about those right clicks now. But Velo was just doing some trading. Classic 2 for 2 rune exchange. This is what we like to see. Velo. I'm really surprised that he's doing this. He's fighting up against two of them. He has managed to get 4 stacks. But they do have the stun and as well as this slow and damage from the Arctic Bird. The slow onto Velo. He is healing up from that Tango. But he's just not able to escape and they're just running him down. What was he doing there? Like, was he trying to pull? I think they might be able to get first blood. No, with the Salve. But they have successfully forced him out of lane. Like, I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure... I don't know why he was doing that. They roll forward. He's actually got 10 stacks onto RR. They need a few more. They need some actual right clicks from the Batrider to take advantage of this sticky. You can't get more than 10 stacks. Raven, no roll. And he hasn't actually got the Orb of Venom early on. And now, Batrider, no mana. Got hit, affected by the bugs, level 2 bugs. And he used TP and wasn't able to get away. That's pretty big, Raven. He does have the roll, but Weaver's right in front of him. They're going to block him wherever he wants to try and roll up. They have the slow of the Arctic Bird, but right in front of him. Great play there by Scam. And that's the second kill. Cancelling the salve as well. You're not going to be able to survive, and they're going to get the salve. I did miss the kill on the dabble. Kill on the dazzle in the bottom lane. This top lane, absolute disaster for the side of Tigers. In this mid lane, Dendi fighting up against Ben-Hur. Things do seem to be going very in favor of the SF at this point in time. He's got a bunch of points into Necromastery already, but a nice illusion rune for that Ember might help. But yeah, I just don't understand what Velo was doing. And like, he honestly should have just been in lane, trying to get some farm. Need your level 2 on this bat. There's no point getting aggressive with level 1 sticky. Because you're not fast enough to catch people. And you, as we saw, you know, you got 10 stacks of sticky, but it doesn't matter. But Dendi, he is having a wonderful time here in this mid lane again. He has spent a fair amount on mangoes and regen, but it is just so important to secure those early Necromastery stacks. Because now he hits for 80 to the 60 of the Ember Spirit. So his denying power is that much more powerful. And bottom lane, Sam H is having a bit of a rough time as well. Let's be honest, this Dazzle does have 0 CS. Trying to get CS with Shallow Wave, but didn't time it properly. And now it's him versus 1437. And I honestly don't think 1437 is afraid at all. He has this wave of tower, as well as his stun is affected by the poison touch. You should be worried about him refreshing this poison touch. It looks like they were trying to bait him in with the slow. That's what was the thing. The stun is going to be successful. They have Whirling Axes. They know there's no grave. They need a few more right clicks. Switches into the Ray form. The slow from the Whirling Axes. I don't think it's going to be enough. His Sam H going to be able to retreat. 1437. He just gives the vision. So they are able to bring down Sam H once again. Bottom lane. Maybe I might have had a little stroke. I think I said Theban. I mean, his real name is Theban, so I am occasionally used to calling him that. And it's honestly, my real issue is all these names with the numbers. I just get so confused about what their names are. You know, like 1437 and whether his is 458. Especially because he is 496. It's just so difficult to call out 458's name. Anyway, Dendi has a haste rune. Is he going to be able to solo kill Ben-Hur again? Nice jukes, but he has the vision for him. And he was thinking about the raise. They rotate in the Venge. Saving the stun to after that. And Dendi doesn't get a solo kill, but does get the kill. Nice rotation here from 1437. But while they're diving in that mid lane, they have 3 people here. Raven, they're using the Firefly, but stunned into place. Is he going to be able to escape here on Velo? Roll forward with that stun. And it is going to push them back. But 1437 needs to be careful. Fly solo caught out under the tower. Do they have enough damage for him? I don't think so. They're all very low. They have the vision thanks to these bugs. Over onto Velo. But Raven, he's going to fall down as well. And now Velo with no Firefly. Just under this tower. They're just diving for more and more. And they're getting absolutely everything they want for the side of Detonator. This top lane is a disaster. It's a disaster. I'm not Toby1. I just thought I'd give it a try. But yeah, this top lane, Skem, really might be able to carry with this. Who got the 6-minute rune? Actually, look at this. All 4 bounty runes claimed by the side of the Radiant side Tigers. Really heads up play. They even sent Dendi to get these top runes while all that was happening. And this means he's already level 6 to this Ember Spirit, who's now been forced to jungle until he can set up his safety random. And you're a level 2 Wyvern. I think you need to be really careful against this Shadow Fiend. Top lane, Bat Rider has actually gone to the jungle as well. He's level 2 and so is Fly Solo. But Sam H, now that it's actually just a one-on-one after all those rotations from 1437, he is having a much better time here versus 458.
Illusion.
But we're past the 5-minute mark. There's a whole bunch of illusions, and it means they want to push with this catapult. This is what we saw Vici Gaming. This is why they were major winners, because they had that great use. Did you see that? Using the second, he used both his sentries here on 1437. But yeah, every time it hit 5 minutes, they really tried to mount a push with the catapults. That was part of the advantageous thing about Vici Gaming. Level 6 and time lapse is online here now for Skem.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, Dendi has 4 Shadow Razor, 4 in the Shadow Rays, 3 in the Necro. We have seen him favoring the raises. Is he, if he's able to catch 3 raises? There's 2 on Fly Solo, already taking most of his HP. But the rotation for the backline, I didn't notice Ember Spirit. He comes in, he spends a bunch of remnants, and he's just chasing down Dendi, and he's able to get the kill with that Flame Guard and the Sleight of Fist. 1437 is just going to have to retreat himself to safety. Sorry about that. Missing on the minimap that they came from behind. And a nice kill onto Dendi, just baiting him in with Fly Solo, using that aggression. But the rotation of Raven bottom, they do manage to take down Sam H. So Dendi, double raise. This is why you have 4 points in the raises, so you're able to clear through the stacks. Velo only has level 5, so no lasso, but he's just flying around here where he's not able to be hit to try and kill off that annoying bug, giving so much vision here. But Skem, he's chasing for this. Velo, where are you going to land when the Firefly ends? Needs to be so careful here on this bat. Level 5 on Sam H as well. Ember Spirit returning to this mid lane as his very own bottle. But it looks like Dendi did manage to get another haste rune. Double raises again. This is what is so powerful at the SF. Dendi, he really is on top of his game on this hero. He's able to land almost every raise with pinpoint accuracy. It's almost like he's an open AI playing Shadow Fiend. Velo caught up on the stun. They put the bug on him to give them more vision. Warcry, so a bit of speed, but he's flying over into safety now. He's staying over here while he kills off the bug to get rid of the vision. That's a really, really heads-up play there by Velo. Because if he had gone down here, they would have been able to kill him because they have the vision. But he just stays outside the map with that Firefly. I really like that. 458, what is he building in this game? He has phase boots as well as 2 wraith boots. They have the slow onto the Ember Spirit, but he has a defensive remnant somewhere. The stun, I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to kill Velo. He doesn't have his level 6, but they have the slow, and now they're building up the stacks of sticky napalm. But they're rotating in the Weaver. They realize he's coming in because they do have a sentry for him. So I think that's going to be enough for them to back off. So they successfully do save the life of our RR. Sorry, I'm used to Fly Solo playing it because he was playing the Sven in the last game. Roll forward into this mid lane. They don't manage to connect, but they do have the slow. With another raise, they will be able to get the kill. Raven, he's a bit low. The Sven does get the stun onto Dendi, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The stun for the Vengeful Spirit, saving the life. And now, with a few right clicks, maybe onto RR. 1437, they did manage to bring down the Winter Wyvern. We're going to switch over to net worth because we're coming up to 10 minutes. And Troll Warlord pops his ultimate, tries to get the Internet on the Ember Spirit. But Ember Spirit does get away, successfully getting that bounty rune. But they do kill RR.
It feels good.
So, 2 kills in this mid lane. Tigers, the game's, however, still feeling very even because you can see Gem is massively ahead of the pack. He is only 300 gold away on this 4-5-8 Troll Warlord, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's gone for the early Medallion of Courage as well. Is this into a Diffusal? I'm not quite sure what the current Weaver build is. So Batrider, still not level 6. Roll forward. They do have level 1 of the Grave on the Dazzle. But Velo, he's just going to fly over him, apply a bunch of the fire pressure. And they are going to be able to kill... I say this, Dendi. Winter's Curse, and the post setup off this Demon does finish off the Dazzle, but now Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, it's on to both of them, and they do lose Raven. Next is Dendi, the swap back, 1437, he's sacrificed himself for Dendi, but they've also brought in Scam. They have the Vision of the Bug as well as the Minus Armor, thanks for the Medallion of Courage, and now Ember Spirit leaping forward with that Remnant stun onto the high ground. They also have the Bug on him. That's 3 massive kills in this mid lane for the side of Detonator. They just didn't have the damage coming out from Velo. It's still not level 6 on this Batrider. But Warlord, we're looking for that lucky ensnare, but he's not going to be able to get it. And unfortunately, it feels like they've lost Dendi a few times in a row now. He is going for that build the double braces into the mechanism next. Double braces just so he can be a bit more tanky. I do complain often. The main issue with the SF is how squishy he is. So I talked about the Weaver building a Diffusal bait, but it looks like that's what 458 wants as well. They just want that slow to be able to pursue people. The stun, grabs the Arcane Rune before he goes back. And with the rotation in of Dendi, that's going to be enough to make Ben-Hur think twice about it. But 458, he's fighting up against this Weaver. He does have a fair amount of armor, actually, thanks to these phase boots. So I don't think he's too afraid of the Weaver. But I have to be honest, this Raven Earth Spirit, I really haven't felt the impact from it. One thing I have to say is I really don't like the fact that he didn't buy an Orb of Venom. He went for Boots instead of Orb of Venom, and I feel they honestly missed 1 or 2 kills due to the lack of the slow. Because the roll-in and the early slow is just so powerful at level 1. And it just felt like he was able to connect with the roll, but not able to get the kill. In the mid lane, I heard a swap in, and with a few raises, they do bring down the Winter Wyvern. The score is currently 1-1. I probably didn't update my stream title, if I'm honest. But I need to have a look at Dota, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. We're going to follow Dendi while I check that I updated the score. I don't think I did, because I'm bad at that kind of thing. But the drums being popped in the mid lane. Swap onto someone, I can tell from the sounds. With the Ember Spirit going onto Velo, he has the bug, and that's going to be a nice, easy kill. Now they're looking for the Weaver. Do they have enough to bring him down? He doesn't have the mana for time lapse, but just a little bit off with that raise damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The stream title now correctly says the fact that it's 1-1. Sorry about everything, guys. So it's that's something I should have updated at the end of the last game.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But Troll Warlord, 458, being left by himself, has managed to get to #1 in net worth position. Because this Weaver hasn't spent most of his time farming. They do get a Magnetize. The Grave on top of himself, on top of Sam H. Means he's going to be just fine. The rotation in from Ben-Hur. Sam H, he's able to get away, but Velo. He does have the lasso, but do they have any damage dealers? Yes, they do. There is Dendi. They have to kill him, and they do. They get him just as the lasso is able to end. Is there another swap on this Vengeful Spirit? There isn't. But Velo, without the Firefly, they do have the slow. But 458 just zoning them all back. They'll be very happy with that Ben-Hur kill. That Ember Spirit was starting to take off a bit. Fly Solo just putting down some good warding there. They realize this ward is here because they do have a warded sentry, but he puts the sentry on the low ground. So he is going to get rid of that bit of vision. The Escalator is actually next on the agenda here for this Gembaloo Weaver. And over here, they have Ben-Hur. They found the Troll Warlord. He's already used his ultimate, and I think 458, he's not long for it in this world. And now, having found 458, they're looking for more. Sleight of Fist, how long before it's off cooldown? 2 seconds. But they're not able to find Dendi.
has fallen.
But all the meanwhile, Velo did apply the pressure in the mid lane, allowing them to take this tier 1 mid tower. Which is a really important tower to take against the side, or against any side. It just really opens up the jungle for you with these two towers. With this tower and this tower taken, it allows you to contest the dire jungle so much easier. But Ben Hur showing himself, as well as Sam H. Sam H is actually building a hand of Midas, a bit greedy on this dazzle, but he wants to scale into the late game.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Are scanning.
They finally successfully get a silence. Do they have enough damage to burst it down? Yes, they do. Raven showing what he's made of on the Earth Spirit, and the tip to Skembaloo. Just getting so aggressive, not realizing they have a Sentry Ward in the mid lane. And with that, they're going to have a look into Roshan. They have the Diffusal Blade up on 458. The minus armor from Dendi, it is only level 1, but they do have 4 points into the Wave of Terror. So I think they should be able to do this. Wave of Terror, do they know this is happening for the side of Detonator? It looks like they don't. They even popped the Troll Warlord ultimate to be able to do this a bit quicker. Wait, another Wave of Terror in 1 second. Winter Wyvern does have the level 6, but it looks like they will be able to claim Roche just in time. They get the stun successfully onto the Ember Spirit, but the Winter Wyvern curse to be able to disrupt the lasso. But they don't really care about it anymore since they've managed to get Aegis onto 458. Raven, he rolls forward, but he isn't able to follow up with the slow, but now he is. They've caught Sam H. Sam H obviously does have that Shadow Grave that he will be able to use himself. They have the Aegis on 458. Requiem on the back line, but it's not quite enough. Ember Spirit able to dodge it, and now retreating. They've lost Velo, but Sleight of Fist, it's off cooldown pretty soon. They have Searing Chains, they have the silence, but it's not enough. The stun onto the Sven. But Searing Chains, it connects onto both of them. The stun, it's onto Dendi's. The swap back to try and save Dendi. Roll forward, but they have the Grave. But he's just going to drain all the mana. That's the point of this Diffusal Blade. It doesn't matter, so no time lapse coming out from the Weaver. Side Fist Searing Chains, it's not enough. And they have the slow as well as the Purge. He used the Diffusal Blades on the Ember Spirit. Fly solo, he's affected. Will they be able to catch in the Wave of Terror? It is enough. A massive fight there for the side of Tigers. And they're looking for more Raven. Slow. TP out. Do they have anything to stop it? Yes, they do. With that long range stun from 1437. And Tigers streaming forward. They have Aegis. They only lost 1 and they killed 4 by the side of Detonator. Things now surely looking good for Tigers like the first game. This Diffusal Blade just did so much work because you cold embrace to try and save him, but he just doesn't care. He just drains all your mana. He builds up the further stacks, and he's also able to ensnare the Weaver.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, first tier 2 tower of the map. Claims for Tigers. What can they do next? Troll Warlord building into his BKB. Playing it safe. I like that a lot. Okay, so Dendi, he has completed his Guardian Greaves. When he hits level 15, I expect him to take Presence Effects Buildings. And that's just going to allow them to perhaps even get a tier 3 or maybe a lane of racks for the side of Tigers. So Dendi showing himself alone in the mid lane. This is what they're currently pinging out. But 458 successfully taken the second tier 2. So map currently being lost by the side of Detonators. They're losing tower after tower. And now, in fact, they're starting their siege for this tier 3. They need to be careful not to stick too close together. The Winter's Curse is online. And with that creep wave being deleted by the Wyvern as well as the Dazzle, that's enough to send them back. How... Velo, actually, I didn't realize how poor this Batrider is. He's behind Sam H. He built that drums and now he's got boots to travel, but still no Blink Dagger. The Raven really being relied on. His smoke broke. He goes for the silence to try and find the Weaver in the Shikuchi form, but unfortunately they don't have any vision for him. So Raven, he's the one who's lost his smoke. Will they find RR sitting around this tower? They are controlling this area. They have a good ward, so if anyone tries to make their way up, Wyvern just sitting behind these trees, so they're not going to realize where he is. But they're letting Velo take the dangerous job of pushing out the mid lane. All the meanwhile, 458. In this bottom lane, it looks like instead of going high ground, getting too risky, they're just going to take the last 2 towers on this map for the side of Tigers.
Dire's bottom tower
Also,
is under
3
attack.
bounty runes for Tigers as well. They seem to be getting the advantage in almost everything in this
Dire's
game.
bottom tower has fallen.
And 458, he's just a pushing machine. He just doesn't need anyone else to help him. Obviously, they are sitting behind him just in case Detonator try and initiate. But he just has so much damage thanks to these further stacks. And once he hits level 15, he will get the +3 bonus to further stacks, I assume. All Welling Axe is out, I think, further stacks this game.
Dire's bottom tower
Because they want to be
has fallen.
sieging. Desolator is completed for Skembaloo. This is a fairly big item. It means he's going to do a whole bunch of minus armor. So if he's able to stay on top of those squishy supports for a few seconds, he will be able to bring them down. So revealing himself with the Wave of Terror, they didn't really think they had kill potential on Ben Hur. That's why 1437 wasn't the one to initiate on this Ember Spirit. But they've lost all their outer towers for the side of Detonator. 6k gold lead for Tigers. And Aegis is expiring in 30 seconds. But I think you're very happy with what you managed to achieve for the side of Tigers with that first Aegis. Interestingly enough, they have smoked up. They are looking for a fight just as the Aegis is about to expire. I guess because they assume that the side of Detonator won't be ready for this. Roll forward. It does connect. They have the silence, but do they have enough to be able to kill this Winter Wyvern in time? This Shallow Grave means they're not going to be able to get it off, and Wyvern will be able to use his ultimate. This is what we talked about, Skem sitting on the high ground, just focusing off Raven. But no ultimate, actually, from the Wyvern. He goes down before he pops it off, just not able to find a big target. But they do connect with the stun, just able to juke out of the vision of that sentry. So lucky there on that Weaver. Otherwise, he would have been dead, but that was the 10-second BKB by 458, but it does buy them a dead Winter Wyvern, and that might give them a tiny bit of time to push. Dendi with level 15 has gone for Presence Effects buildings. With Aegis expired, with no BKB, but Velo is sitting here with the Blink Dagger, with the Boots of Travel. If he sees anyone, he is going to be able to go on them, and they don't have any sort of Lincoln Sphere. They do have the save of the Shallow Grave, but remember, Dazzle, only 1 point in it. This is a core Dazzle. His aim isn't to save. It currently seems to be to farm. Velo hiding behind the trees here, hoping someone oversteps their bounds, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Oh, he went for the Whirling Axe's damage instead of the further stacks. Okay. So the side of Detonator, they smoked. They're looking for someone. Dendi is all by himself, but he has an Invis Rune. And do they have any detection? Unfortunately, he didn't break those smokes with this Invis Rune, because that would have been absolutely massive for the side of Tigers. But still, it looks like they were not able to find anyone. Dendi, he's hunting down Skem. He can't solo kill him. He needs support from the rest of his team, but he is just providing the vision for that. Oh, he's going for the Invis Requiem, but this Weaver is a bit too slippery, I think, to be able to land that. Weaver, obviously a very slippery bastard, building his own BKB next. But remember, that will not save him from the lasso. 1437 caught in the slightest fishing taste. They have the follow-up from RR as well as the Winter Wyvern. I do not think this Vengeful Spirit is going to be able to get out of it. They use the Magnetize as well as the sign. The lasso, it's on top of the Wyvern. Are they going to be able to kill off the Wyvern before he uses his ultimate? They roll forward. They miss the Troll Wall. He uses his ultimate. He gets the insta, and that is a dead Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit. He does have buyback if he wants to be able to using it. They're on top of the Dazzle. He does have Grave, but he does manage to get it off on time. And now RR, he's next. Just no ultimate there from the Winter Wyvern to be able to break up the fight. And Skem instantly trying to cut these waves. But do they have creeps? Yes, they have a creep wave, and I think with all those heroes dead, you're gonna at least force the Glyph on the Dire, but if not, claim Racks. Remember, they pushed so fast all the 12 further stacks, as well as that minus armor of the presence of the Dark Lord. And that's just a tier 3.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
So Skem still wants his BKB. They don't actually have a sentry already laid out. The Sleight of Fist steering chains does connect on 458, but honestly, I don't think it really matters. Velo,
Dire's middle
he has a
barracks are
TP
under attack.
as well as his boots to travel. Honestly, he's going to be just fine. And that was the full melee barracks just taken so quickly. And now 458, if he wants it, they can take these shrines, but more important to them are the bounty runes. Velo took both of these bottom bounty runes before he left. That's going to be four full bounty runes for the side of Tigers. They're playing like they did in game number 1. This game, 12k ahead at 25 minutes. It's looking so much better. Sam H still not near those Guardian Greaves. He needs another 1,000 gold. And 458. Just going to walk here, you know, casually just... No, not take the shrine. Okay, I thought he might take the shrine, but they're pushing in 2 lanes. They're pushing in mid lane, which is already pushed in. And now they're going to go for top. Do they want to siege without this Aegis? I thought they only did it last time because they successfully got a whole bunch of kills. Roshan may respawn in 3 seconds, and then we can figure out what the timer on this big beastie is. That was an instant Roshan spawn. Oh my goodness. If Tigers realize this, will they send their courier over the Rosh pit? The pings are coming. The pings are coming. Please check Roshan. Oh no. Come on, guys. Check Roshan. I know it was a quick spawn. Velo. Yes! They realize Roshan is up. So are they going to sacrifice this tier 2 tower? Well, no tier 2 to sacrifice. But there is Raven's life. He tries to push away the Sven, but it's not enough. To the side of Tigers, they realize Roshan's up, but they feel forced to respond to this pressure in the bottom lane. They really need to go into that Rosh pit as soon as Raven is up. It's so important that they get this Rosh. Because if Detonator are able to get it, they might be able to stall out the game long enough for them to come online massively with the Weaver as well as the Ember Spirit. Weaver has his BKB, and he's actually building into raw damage with that Daedalus. How is Velo doing? He has a 4-staff. I would like to see a gem soon on this Batrider. If I'm honest. Because it's so easy for them to get that map control if they put the gem on the bat. Warlord running across the river. Winter Wyvern hiding in the trees is Fly Solo. He does have a TP, and did he place a ward? Okay, so he's placed a sentry. He must realize what's going on now on Fly Solo. But this Rosh is gonna fall fast. Dendi hits for 200. Troll Warlord hits for about the same, but with those further stacks, as well as its minus armor. This is your chance. This is your big Winter's Curse. They don't realize he's here, but Velo, if he pops Firefly, he'll get the vision. And now, actually, they realize he's there, instantly going down. Nice use of the Wave of Terror, but it looks like they are going to lose their bottom racks. Alright, actually, the ones to TP in, but they were all set up to be able to kill him. A risky TP on the front lines. They have taken Roshan. So the TP with the troll is going to be enough to push them back. And actually, Dendi, he's here. He wants to pick someone off. But they did realize he's here. And they buy back actually on Velo. They're going to be able to find RR. They didn't connect with the slow. But with that diffuser blade, they have lost RR. And now, are they going to find more? They bought back on Velo. So they might want to catch something. But Raven to the high ground, unfortunately, isn't going to find this Weaver. But they have Aegis. They have double damage. They have everyone online. I wouldn't be surprised if the side Detonator just continue to push. It was a nice trap they sprung in this bottom lane to be able to find Velo. But honestly, you have to be careful because I think you're about to lose a second set of barracks. 458 does taking this range. But then with the creep wave coming in the middle, this is where you push top. So the only creep wave they have is in the mid lane. It is being dealt with, but Aegis here on 458. They've taken the tier 3, and now there is no more tower. 458 is just going to retreat, try and heal up. They do have the Guardian Greaves, as well as the cheese over on Dendi. So they don't have creeps. There's backdoor protection. I don't know what 458 is doing. Because yeah, they're just going to cut the wave here and you don't have a creep wave top. And you can't really make it through backdoor protection. I think this is a bit of a... They have to take care of their waves. Because if RR finishes this off, you have no creeps. They do manage to find the Wyvern. It's a big pick-off there with Bello. But you had to commit your BKB. And no creeps. And that means there's going to be no tower. Honestly, I don't even think Winter Wyvern needed to buy back for that. Just the side of Tigers. They have to take care of their waves. They can't let Skem as well as RR continue this push. You have to push in your mid wave. You have to push in 2 waves at once. But yeah, I feel like I haven't seen an impactful Winter's Curse this game. We saw one that broke up a fight a tiny little bit, but they still lost the fight. And now Dendi used into the air by the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit, he does have something to deal with the silence. That's what it is. And Dendi, he doesn't care about the Searing Chains because he has those Guardian Greaves. And now finally they are taking care of more than one wave with the illusions from the Manta Style in this mid wave as well as top. And they have double Catapult wave. Now is the time to push. Because even if you have magic damage to kill most of the wave, you won't be able to kill the catapults. Guardian Greaves are popped instantaneously. Sleight of Fist, it's not quite enough, and that is the range barracks. Next, onto the melee. Winter's Wyvern, probably looking for a big Winter's Curse. They do pop the Manta Star, but getting very close to losing this Aegis here. And then he just feeds the cheese over to 458, so he's able to siege. Where is Winter Wyvern fly solo? You really have to be the one to start this off, but they successfully get stunned to keep back the end straight, and they've lost racks. Winter's Curse, is it out onto anyone? They use the BKB and they go forward. Winter Wyvern, they know he has no buyback, but he successfully uses the Grave. They have the silence. How long is this Grave going to last? Is it long enough? No, it isn't. They've lost the Winter Wyvern and no Winter's Curse once again. He was silenced up for that duration. Rolling forward onto Raven. It doesn't connect onto anyone, but they're looking for more kills. Bello, he doesn't have Lasso, but he just blinks forward. They have the Purge from the Diffusal Blade. I know it's not a Purge anymore, but he tries to get away on Ben-Hur, but he has no mana. The stun from RR, it's zoning back 458. Remember, he still has Aegis, so he feels almost invincible here on this Troll World. And no one lost from the side of Tigers. 30 seconds left on the Winter Wyvern. Are they just going to ping for this last lane of racks? 458, they're still fighting up. BKB popped here on the Weaver. Do they have vision for him? They most certainly do with the Sentry. They're trying to kill off Dendi. They have the bugs on top of all of them. And 1437, they've almost lost him. They're going to lose RR thanks to the slow of the Diffusal Blade. They do get the Grave from the high ground. Nice work there by SamH, but they will eventually lose this Sven. And the silence of the Ember Spirit, does he have a defensive remnant down? He does lay one down, but they have the silence. They push him forward. Are they going to be able to kill him? How long to that roll? Roll is off cooldown, as well as the Ember Spirit affected by the Spirit Vessel, but I think they might be able to kill off Raven. So Raven as well as 1437 are going to be the 2 casualties there. The Tigers, they successfully claimed the second lane of racks, but they really need to play a lot tighter. Scam, they're actually going forward onto Dendi. No Guardian Greaves. Bello, they need 458. They're trying to kill off Dendi. The Shrine does successfully come out. They've built up the stacks here. Even the BKB popped by 458. They have the Lasso. Who's it on top of? Are they going to lose Dendi? They have the time lapse. It's successful onto the Weaver because they didn't have the damage to be able to kill him. They do lose Dendi. They have the detection on top of the Weaver and the Spirit Vessel, and I think they will be able to bring him down. No, with the BKB, do they have enough? The Sleight of Fist. And they lay the bugs out onto anyone. They lose this Winter Wyvern again and again. Winter Wyvern going down. They buy back here on Dendi. Is this going to be the end of the game if they're able to get a few pickoffs? It will be. The roll forward. They have caught Dazzle of SamH. He has another Grave, so he will be able to buy time, but he's not able to get it off. Ben-Hur sitting in the side of the trees here. So they have the full 5-man unit here by the side of Tigers. The creeps are pushing in the mid and top, so you don't really need it. But Ben-Hur is going to cut this way, but it honestly just doesn't matter. Satanic as well as BKB. It's just so survivable here on this Troll Warlord. He doesn't care about the fact that Ben-Hur is cutting this wave because they have mid and top wave. They do force Glyph. Raven rolls forward, just hoping to catch someone. I'm not sure who. Ether Lens on the Winter Wyvern, but Winter's Curse, it has been used. That's the last tier 3 tower remaining. They do have BKB, but Manta Style dodge to dodge that Sven stun. And now 458, affected by the Crimson Guard, has his Satanic. And then he just walking to the high ground to provide that presence or effects buildings. And now just committing the BKB and the Troll ultimate, committing everyone to get those Mega Creeps. Then he brought back for this, and they have enough to kill off Ben-Hur. He does have buyback. Are they going to be able to kill off this Weaver? His BKB is fading. Do they have the vision for him? He is affected by... No, they do have the gem on the Batrider. I thought it was thus they swapped back. Is he able to escape? No, it doesn't look like it. The stun. The Grave. Do they have the silence? He's tossed back. They're not going to be able to kill him through Grave because no one dies through that. But as soon as Grave fades off, they are going to lose Skenblue. And remember, they have already claimed Mega Creep. 458 playing the game of his life. Dendi gets a raise. Oh, he blinks forward, gets the stun, but the Greaves just in time. Dendi, he's healing himself up. Velo on top of RR. And I'm pretty sure this is game 458, giving him a real carry instead of a dupe. That just is what you need to do, and it's enabled them. It's enabled the side of Tigers. And at last, they call GG. Tigers, they're going through to the closed qualifiers here in ESL Birmingham.